Hi, this is Jatin Popat. I'm based in Mumbai, India. We are a qualified company secretary and we are running a KPO, knowledge process outsourcing. We provide various services to our customers all over the world for their doing business in India. Doing business in India, one need to consider few aspects before they take a critical decisions on aspects like foreign direct investment, the corporate law, taxation law, employee-related law, as well as business-specific licenses and approvals and laws. In India, the foreign direct investment has been liberalized since 1991. Today, almost all the business has been empowered to do 100% subsidiary company operated route. About 3-4 segment where it is still prohibited, and there are few sectors where the cap is there for the capital holding. There are businesses like airline, banking, telecom. These are the businesses where the cap is 74% or 51%. The retail is where there is a 51%. So gradually India is moving towards a liberalization to allow all the business in India at 100% subsidiary level. Doing business in India allows foreign parties to come and do business in India. They may do it in a different way. One, they have their own subsidiary in India by having 100% holding, or maybe 51%, or maybe 74%, depending upon these foreign direct investment rules. There are other options like having a branch in India, having a licensing or representative office in India. Those are the things which has a restricted capacity and operations level, since they are restricted and there is a separate prior approval is required from Reserve Bank of India. So generally, all the MNCs, Fortune 500 companies and business coming to India, it has been done mainly through subsidiary companies. While you set up a subsidiary company, the first question is which business you are in, for which you are going to do a business in India. Based on this business objective, there will be a cap or limits given by the foreign direct investments. As I said, 90% are allowed to do under automatic route at 100% holding without any prior approval from any government body. So, for example, if you are starting a company, say for example for any IT business or for any service industry, mainly you can straight away set up a 100% subsidiary where all the shares are held by foreign company or foreign individuals, and even directors, all the management board can be fully foreigners. So this is basically a broad and very improved situations in India. The positive environment has been created for the foreign direct investment. Once that has been decided that yes, India allows 100% subsidiary for that particular business, one has to go into the next level to set up a company, a private limited company or a public limited company. So if you are going for a private limited company, it requires minimum 2 shareholders and 2 directors. The shareholders can be individuals, shareholders can be a private limited companies or foreign bodies. Directors should be individuals. Once that is decided with the necessary formalities, the company can be set up within a period of 4 to 5 weeks. Once this company is set up, the next level is to have a basic registration in India for taxation and local body, and any specific business related license which your business requires, one has to look at it then. The next are the employee related laws. One has to look at it, which are the laws applicable, and one has to abide by the local laws for employee related appointment or for the permanent employees or contractual employees. And this is how one can look at it. The tax angle, yes, tax angle needs to be looked at in depth with the required consultants from India or maybe in abroad who has access to the Indian information. In India, the basic requirement of the tax is you have to pay income tax, which is 33% today for corporates. You have to pay service tax if you are in the service industry. You have to pay VAT if you are into a particular goods related business. You also have to pay professional tax for employees and for the companies. And there are transfer pricing regulations also. These are the things which are minimum for doing business in India. Hope these basic things will help you to have some basic idea understanding. If you need, you can approach us or any of the Indian legal consultants to guide you further to set your business in India so that you can be a party to this growing economy, which is India, which is 1.2 billion populated country and which is growing at the speed of 7% GDP annually. And you are most welcome to be part of India. Thank you.